Hello YouTube, I am the local ninja coming to you from Fallout 4 today. It is 10:01 a.m. in the Commonwealth, the sun is shining, and it is a wonderful day to take a tour through my Sanctuary Hill settlement. I'd like you to keep in mind I am playing on PC, though I'm only using a few cosmetic or appearance changing mods, such as this spiffy black army helmet me and Kate are sporting. God, you're like right in my face. Anyway, otherwise the gameplay has been unchanged. I have yet to use any console commands to like bolster my resources, or say like the toggle collision command to fly around and place objects. Honestly, that toggle collision command makes it impossible to place objects. It doesn't seem to really sense where the floor is, if you get what I mean. But anyway, let's get right to it. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple stats real quick before we get into the actual settlement itself. I found quite a bit of caps, over 31,000 pieces of junk collected, which kind of contributes towards, at least convincing you that I haven't cheated yet, but we'll go over that in like another video probably. I'll show you my daily market route, that I take before I go adventuring and after, just so I could sell all of my junk that I don't use and then end up using those caps to buy a crap load of shipments to build all of this crap that I'm about to show you. Anyway, let's look a few more stats, I suppose, give you a quick flash of those. And my loadout, got Deliver, Crumb's Tooth, a fully upgraded Mighty Sniper 50 cal that I've aptly renamed the 50 cal, and a few grenades just in case I need them. They don't really seem to be functional. I haven't gotten any of them to work outside of that first little tutorial mission for the artillery, but there's always hoping, so I carry a couple around. What's 1 pound? But anywho, I renamed all my armor. I'm not sure if you knew you could do that, but at the armor workbench you can do that, and you can also put it in italic by using HTML code. If you're not sure how to do that, you can see up at the top I/tada, and you get italics. You can also use that to do bold if you use the letter B, etc., etc. But anywho, give you a quick look at those. Then I use the Brotherhood of Steel uniform because it just looks awesome. And yep, that's about it. Anywho, let's go ahead and get to it. I'll actually show you the settlement now that we're 2.5 minutes into the video. Pardon the frame rate drop, but it's quite a few objects for the computer to handle. We'll check that big ol' ridiculous building out later, but first let's go ahead and head into the entrance. Along the way I'll try and show you a couple tricks and tips and just give you a few pointers while I'm showing you what's up here. Speaking of which, these bars here that are sticking out are actually basketball hoops excuse me, basketball hoops that you can throw into the concrete in the side of these buildings here. But speaking of which, I know somebody who does not know where to find this shack foundation is what it's called, and it's right here in your structures wood floors subcategory, and you can actually stack those on top of each other rather easily if you plop a staircase next to it, like say I'm trying to do here, and then you can go ahead and oh there we go, ta-da. But you could also put them on bottom, so it allows you to climb up or down. Anywho, oh, another little thing. I don't know if you knew, but if you actually keep the lampposts that you find scattered around Sanctuary Hills, you don't scrap them. Did you know that you could put light bulbs in those? Yep, looks pretty neat at night. Really feng shui, I won't lie. And I really like my settlement to look nice, at least reasonably, decent. But anywho, this would be the courtyard. A little basketball area and whatnot. I haven't really figured out what else to build on this foundation, so I just kind of threw that there. A couple little dugouts into the wall. You will notice that it doesn't bring you to the top of the wall though, and that's kind of a defensive option, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Just think about it. I mean, if runners or raiders run in here and just jump up on the first portion of the wall, then they're going to have access to the entire wall, which goes all the way around my settlement, trust me, and that's just not a good idea, so it kind of reminds me of days like when I'd play Stronghold. I don't know if any of you have played that game, but Tell you what, I feel like I'm in Stronghold sometimes. I get a little whiff of it. Anywho, moving on, we're gonna go ahead and look at my inner part of Sanctuary. The first thing I actually built, believe it or not, was this little stupid junk wall. And why is it so stupid? Well, that's because it took forever to line up perfectly with the edge of this wall, and then space so that it would go all the way over here. Obviously I didn't do a great job, so I just kind of started building the wall bigger and farther out, and it expanded, and all of a sudden I had all of this. Anywho, we'll keep moving along here. We made a few modifications to the initial workshop area that you get, and then I started building on my first building here. Fisher Price moment for me. I was very proud.
So you got a ride of choice?
First level, or second level, mind me, I filled out with a little entertainment area for my settlers. I haven't collected all the pool balls, sadly, I know, but bear with me. I'll have it by the next video, I promise. Anywho, coolest trash can you'll ever see. And a nice little patio bar that I happened to build sort of on accident, I won't lie. Like I said, I was building this building first, and I got to this level, and I thought, you know, it'd be really cool is if I built a patio going over here onto this roof. And it didn't quite reach when I tried to go from this direction out, so I decided to jump out onto the roof, line up a couple of these little floor pieces, and go this way, and it barely overlapped these pieces, so it lined up really nice. And now that I've played Fallout for a while and I've been building things, I realize how lucky I got for that to just all work out how it did.
Next person that asks me to shag is getting a well-placed cake, if you get my meaning.
So conceited, Kate. Anywho, moving on. I haven't filled out every single level, obviously, as you can see, and I do got some bunks and whatnot for little barracks for my soldiers and everything, but considering everything you see here, I don't know, it would be kind of insane to be filling everything out. Only had this game for about a month, so bear with me. We're getting there. Little construction here. Yeah. Work in progress, as always. I'll keep you updated, I promise. But anywho, let's keep moving along now that we're at 7 minutes into our video here. Next building I built was up here. And happened to build a couple of twofer apartments at first. I built those for the first 5 idiots that you pull from Concord at the start of the game. Mama Murphy and Creepy Sturgis and all those guys. But anywho, I decided to build onward and over and made a little bridge here, as you can see, and started building some one-bedroom apartments, and then it just became a trend. I figured, well, you know what, I bet everybody would like to actually not have a roommate, so yeah. So you can see over there, there's a couple up top. We'll head over there, but first I'll show you how lucky I got on my second building too. I had a little lucky streak when I first started building. This, despite being built from this building over and bridged and whatnot, happened to just sit perfectly on top of this building. The old house in Sanctuary. I built a couple supports in the back to make it at least look like, you know, I tried. And then, ta-da, it worked out real well. And then I laid a couple of, well, actually it was just this one floor right here. Tried to line it up nice and perfect. It wouldn't go because it was sticking out too far. It wouldn't let me actually stick it out to this point. So I actually had to build one back here before I built this stupid windmill that I slipped in underneath the roof. And then line it up so that when I built out this way, it would go straight. And let me tell you, that took some time and patience, but somehow I must have gotten it pretty much perfectly straight because it connected to my wall here, and I was able to build all the way up and out, and it worked out pretty well for me. But anywho, this part of the wall wasn't really built until later on. I moved on to this building next, which was a task. I started building this little platform right here, actually on top of this roof, and then I figured it wouldn't work so well. I don't know what the problem was. You know how Fallout 4 building is. So I actually started over here on this foundation and built up a couple levels. Good God, there we go. Built up a couple levels, then decided to bridge over. And I took a couple tries, a couple of like throwing, you know, pieces in different spots and whatnot, and then bridging over, and then going back again, and trial and error basically. But finally, I got it to actually sit on top of this other house straight, and actually build quite a few levels out. Actually, I only got about 2 out of this one, but either way, I've got 4 little apartments each level. And seems like power ain't working up here anymore, but most of the power's working. Again, work in progress. But yeah, I definitely made everyone their own apartment. I have to say, building these doors in front of floors just did not work, so I had to actually throw roofs over here for people to walk on instead. It just, again, Fallout 4 building is just completely ridiculously complicated at times. Very picky, very choosy about what it lets you build, so yeah, it took quite a while to stagger them out like this and put the staircases next to them, and just if any of you tried any of this before, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't ask for much.
I feel your pain. But anywho, after a while, when I filled those out, I got sick and tired of it, and I had better things to do, like say building this nice workshop that we're going to get to if Kate would get out of my way. There we go. My pride and joy. And of course, you know, if you've played Fallout 4 for even, you know, a few days worth of game time, then you know you start to collect quite a bit of power armor. So I decided to build myself a nice little workshop, and the details were easy to put in along the way. It just kind of all flowed. I don't know, it felt awesome building this thing, and I still love looking at it every time. The top isn't quite finished out, but as you can see, I'm getting a couple power armors ready to go, some of my best at the top. That way, you know, people can jump in them and jump right out the top and smush any raiders or stupid mole rats that decide to walk on in. And that's about the time I think I started building this wall, which goes all the way around over to that tower there and circles around. And I actually built it all the way going into the courtyard and whatnot. Went around this nice little garden area that I had. Worked out really nice because it attached straight up to these walls, and then I just built right on up. It was real nice, but anyway, probably the coolest part of this settlement, my latest piece, is this little Citadel shopping center, arena, armory, what have you. We'll get right to exploring that. These are actually roofs, metal roofs. If you look over at Jug's channel, which I will go ahead and put a link in the description, he'll show you how to build these, and I absolutely loved it. The way he layered these roofs, they just look ridiculously awesome. I couldn't sneak in a top layer there for some odd reason, so I just kind of let it go. You can't really see it too well sitting down here anyway, but yeah, they look ridiculously awesome, so I went ahead and mimicked him for sure. Sorry, man. Anywho, moving on, I'll go to the next level, which is my personal armory here. That took a decent amount of time to build, but for the time invested, which wasn't too much, I'd say maybe an hour tops, it turned out pretty darn well. Everything lined up really nice and straight. Fit a couple power armor stations in the corner. And then I just started throwing down some items to, I don't know, help it look better, but haven't really done too much of that. I've already got enough frame rate drops as it is, so. Anywho, we'll go down a few levels, actually, where I should have shown you first. Where we got our electrical and plumbing going. I haven't built every single generator that I want, you know, all the way across the room, but I haven't really needed that much power yet, so when the time comes I will do that. And then down here on our next level we've got our water purifiers into the river, since this concrete extends into the river. And ta-da. That's how we power the settlement. There's a couple of the generators lying around, you know, powering their own things, connected into the power grid, what have you, but for the most part this is going to be my main building for doing those things. But yeah, let's go to the top level, check out the artillery pieces, which of course you can get in the Minutemen quest line. If you retake the castle later on, there will be a quest to clear out the armory, and that's where you'll find these schematics to build these bad boys. They're not really too functional, like I said earlier. I don't know why, I can't get them to fire in time. They take forever to fire, and you know, by the time they actually do, I've already killed everything in the area. But
Can't wait.
anywho, I don't know. They look pretty cool, I'll say that. And over here is the latest part of my project where I've run out of resources for the billionth time, and I need to go find more wood for fencing. But a little bit of a marina, I guess. Go ahead and throw a couple seats up here at some point. And, I don't know, pit the settlers against each other, whatever it may, you know, cross my mind. All kinds of fun crap you could do on Fallout. But yeah, anyway, that's a pretty quick run through. If you call 16 minutes quick. I mean, there's so much more detail I could show you, of course, things I've done on the insides of houses. I've put doors everywhere and restored this, blah blah blah. It's just my obsession is unhealthy, guys. And here I am on YouTube feeling it more. But anywho, if you liked anything you see, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Mainly I posted this video for a couple friends of mine who wanted me to just kind of broadcast it so they could show their buddies and whatnot. But yeah, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. I'll go ahead and keep posting a couple more videos, especially like the process of how I built half of this junk. I do have a couple earlier save files and videos that we can go back to and explain the process and show you some of the more complicated crap, like say, you know, getting multiple levels of fencing right here, and how these are a little bit higher, like say these concrete blocks are a little bit higher than the others, and how they're clipping into each other, blah blah blah. It's an insane process. It takes some patience, but kind of worth it. I like how it looks. Anywho, thanks a lot, you two, for your time. Hope you liked it, and
If you work, you eat. It's
we'll see
simple
you
as
next
that.
time.